there's just no direction for any of these characters, in my opinion. Like, besides the fact that Rowan obviously has ties to Bray.
I feel like if she was under her goddess gimmick, I think if we would actually buy into what she's doing with Charlotte Flair a bit more. I just feel that because with this current status or the current gimmick, we just like it's very left field and we just don't know where to go with it.
Nah, Lawrence Taylor, fly Eagles fly. Oh,
you was gonna say something.
The Giants.
I never envisioned them going past 6 months to a year. I really didn't. I didn't think that they had the pieces in place to have a stable to truly feud with them. I was going to ask, are we doing a game this time like last time, or are we just doing the show?
If there is one, you won't know. I'll let you know.
All right, Saw.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table. We have a jam-packed episode. We're going to be talking about Alexa Bliss and the rise and potential fall of the Wyatt Sicks. Obviously, for this topic, I need to have an esteemed panel, and I am joined by none other than Shad Talks Scraps, and of course, Anthony. Welcome back to the table, guys. How you guys doing? Let's start with you, Shad. How you doing?
I am doing good, bro. I haven't been on the Take It to the Table in some time now, so it's obviously an honor to be back. And yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting topic. I must preface, my wife is a big Alexa Bliss fan, so whether how my take is, I will either be sleeping on the couch or I'll be having a happy wife, happy life. So we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see because this is a fairly hot topic. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be very divisive amongst the IWC. Last but not least, Anthony, welcome back to the table, sir. You ready to burn it down?
Yes, I am ready to burn the table. I don't know if I burned the table this year. It's been a while since I've done a table. Yeah, so I am very curious if Shad's going to take the gamble today. So it should be a lot of fun.
You know what, man? Burning tables, long. First and foremost, man, rest in peace, Sabu. ECW legend. So, burning table spots and all that stuff. It's all welcome for today's episode.
Yes, absolutely.
Rest in peace, Sabu. Definitely. Funny enough, shortly after we did, the news broke of his passing, I went and watched the John Cena versus Sabu match. I think that's criminally underrated.
Oh yeah,
yes.
And it was just so good. It was quite refreshing to see John Cena in such a match. Definitely from the crazy spot from the ring, and then Sabu did the springboard onto the commentator table.
It's funny. I remember listening to an interview once or reading an interview with Lance Storm, and they asked him about Sabu one time, and they asked him about the quote unquote botches when he missed the route or missed stuff, and Lance Storm went, "They weren't botches," and the interviewer went, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "He intentionally told us he was going to miss them. He wanted it to seem like a wild and crazy man, right. And he knew if he hit it every time, it hurts the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal part of Sabu that he's willing to risk that stuff." He was doing those on purpose, which I think is a thing that I don't think a lot of people really get. And knowing that, going back and seeing the stuff, it gives you a little bit of a different perspective with that stuff. That's such an attention to detail that he was purposely doing that, even at his own detriment, that most people thought it was a detriment, but it really wasn't.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's even more. You have to show more respect to the man. Think that, you would think that it would be, for us being the smart fan, you would think, it's being sloppy and stuff. But at the same time, when he was in his prime, his peak, he just made it look so effortless and smooth when he did these crazy WTF moments.
He's like when you had like your action figures and you would like be throwing your action figures from like the top of the, the bed post and stuff like that. He'd be doing stuff like that, man. He was like my older brother, he's 10 years older than me. He kind of got me into pro wrestling as a kid. And he was a big ECW guy and WCW guy. He was kind of like not as much into the WWE until the Attitude Era obviously came through. But he was such a big Sabu fan, and like just the matches with him and RVD.
Yeah,
and he's just a like crazy man. He's one of those guys that definitely put his body on the line for the sheer entertainment. Yeah. It's like the same reason why we love people like Jeff Hardy and stuff like
Foley.
that. Mick Foley. Like these guys will do anything for their body.
It's weird.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, no, it's weird though because how I feel with like Mick Foley and Jeff Hardy, sure they are like risk takers and whatnot, but the way they wrestle was you could see that all right, this is a planned spot. Whereas with Sabu, it literally feels like he's been freestyling the whole thing, but it makes it so good. It's so crazy, like how smooth and how talented he is doing that.
I forget who said it. Somebody gave an interview once, and they were talking about Sabu, and they were talking about how many injuries he's had and this and that. And they're like, I literally saw him like crazy glue or hot glue like his arm like a wound. He went. That was before hospitals were gluing wounds shut. He was doing that stuff in a hotel room to go make a shot the next taping or the next show. Like he was doing that stuff back then.
That's wild as hell, yo.
Yeah.
Hot glue,
Jesus,
it's like hot glue, crazy glue. Like anything that like closed the wound, he didn't care. Just to get to the next show to entertain people again.
Flipping arms leaking sepsis and everything while this was wrestling.
Like I've never read his biography. I kind of want to read it now, especially. But somebody pointed out that he literally has a back page of his biography where it's just a list of people he tells to go F themselves. Like literally, it's a whole list of people. You could go this, you could go that. Like it's a whole list of people for various reasons. And
man went full Tupac on the back of his F Mobb Deep, F Biggie. That's what he's
like literally he goes to a list of people and then like he gets to like Vince and he goes, nah, he calls me, he's like, I'm not gonna say that to you because you didn't do me wrong. But you can go like is that like it's something that effect. Like he's like Kurt Angle, like he's like, not F you, but like I could do without seeing you ever again. Like it's like little things. It was like he's taking shots at different people, and I'm going. As controversial as he was, because their controversy did follow Sabu. When you hear his peers talk and how much they loved him, Francine, I sent something to Shad earlier. She had said on her podcast she was disgusted hearing about, and this is true, that they knew he was in bad shape. He should not have been wrestling. And she called in the question of going, how do you live with yourself knowing this guy's legs are locked up, his feet are bleeding, he can't wrestle, and you push him out there anyway to wrestle his last match? Like, really? Like that is one of the further tragedies of this thing, where it's like, this is a whole nother dark side. Just what happened here.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And, I was in Vegas I didn't go to that show. I was supposed to, was too tired, went, no, I'm not going to go. Clark ended up going to that show, but it is kind of a full circle irony in the fact that Sabu's last public appearance was, I believe, last weekend or the weekend before. He was in the ECW arena. Like they were doing a show, so he was like, I guess, signing autographs or whatever. But apparently that was his last public appearance, and that's like a full circle moment. It reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior thing. Goes in the Hall of Fame. Goes in the Hall of Fame. Dies like 2 days later. Sabu, like it's just wild. Yeah. And the fact that Sabu has that legacy in this business. Taz talked about it. You know, he was Aura before Aura was a thing. And it's kind of true. Like when you think about it, like Sabu had that whole, the lights go out, he appears. It's like two people. It's either Sabu or it's the Undertaker. Like it's kind of like that same thing, but like it's a shame. Like you knew that there's so many peers in wrestling that have died, especially in ECW, way too soon. Sabu reached 60, which honestly, I don't know if he thought he was going to reach 60, considering the lifestyle and everything that he went through.
There was a toll on that man's body from all the spots, and obviously
it's a roadmap of scars. Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, he will. He's gone but not forgotten. One of the absolute best to ever to grace the ring. He is obviously a pioneer for and an inspiration for many of the wrestlers that we watch today. So definitely should be on the Mount Rushmore of the ECW Mount Rushmore, if you will.
Without a doubt.
I like to compare it to when people talk about like artists, and people don't really. Some people appreciate them when they're alive, but they're appreciated more upon their death. I feel like Sabu is going to be like that. I feel like Sabu is that artist that future generations will go, oh, I didn't realize that he was the inspiration for this person or this spot or this thing, and how much I think he's going to be more honored in death than he was in life in a weird way. I just kind of have that suspicion, especially considering WWE will put stuff on the network. I love that all the companies have been honoring him. And I'm very curious. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be at the NWA show in the ECW arena. The NWA has already put a post thing on him. I would assume there's going to be a 10-bell salute tomorrow night in the ECW arena for him, because it's the first major show there since. So I can't imagine they wouldn't. I'd be very surprised if they didn't.
No, 100%. We'll just have to wait and see. But as we said before, at the beginning, rest in peace, Sabu. You will be missed. Moving swiftly on. Obviously, we're going to be talking about Alexa Bliss and the situation with the Wyatt Sicks. But first, I like to play a game.
We start off with the game now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Why not? Why
not?
To
throw you off.
Let's throw you off in it. Yeah, exactly. It is none other than a good quick game of blind rankings is back again. There we go. Yes. All right. So I kind of wish I did this during the season of when this happened, but life. But yeah. There's no time. It's true. It's life, isn't it?
That should totally be a soundbite, sir. The way you said that was life. Like it just
life be lifing, bro. Life be lifing. But yeah.
Hey man,
is that the Will Smith line from the new song?
Say again.
Is that the line from the new Will Smith song? Because I know that is a song in one of his new songs.
It probably is. I don't know. I've never listened to it. I just know the movie Life. Great movie with Eddie Murphy and what?
Gun like boss.
No. I want your cornbread. Epic. Anyway, yes, blind rankings, and we are going to be ranking the top 10 worst main events of WrestleMania. So I'm pretty sure you guys probably can think about at least 5 off the top of your head. So hold on, let me just reshuffle some things right here. Oh, there we go. Right.
Fancy.
Cool. All right. So
by the way, have you done the entrance? Or are you doing that after? The intro. The fancy intro that you do, the graphics and everything, or is that after the game?
New season, changing up things. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
I was waiting for the Marvel. I was waiting for the Marvel quality entrance. That's all.
It's been a while since you've been here. No, I do that in post, but it's all good. Yeah. So top 10 worst WrestleMania main events. Shad, you're gonna go first, And your first one is Roman Reigns versus Triple H.
Ooh, okay. Of course, this was not our tribal chief. This was
the big dog.
Big dog.
Big dog era.
I was at this one.
This is also a pretty old Triple H.
Authority Triple H.
Authority Triple H. I don't think it's in like the top 5 of worst of all time, just off of history within itself. It definitely was a more underwhelming match, but like I know there's options a little worse than that. Obviously, with matches that go on a lot quicker, matches with people on the last leg. Obviously, you know, matches with what was the one with when Vince tore his quads. I don't know if that's on the list or not.
That was the Rumble. That was the Rumble.
Oh, no, that was Rumble. My bad. Yeah. Wait, no. When didn't he? No, my bad. Not Vince. Hold up. Shane tears the one that y'all went.
Yeah, but that was the main event though.
That was a segment.
I'm talking about main events, bro.
These are only main events. Oh shoot.
Yeah, main event. That's main event only.
Okay. Okay. Then that changes stuff a little bit. It was very underwhelming main event.
Everything. You got the first pick and you have the whole board.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna put middle of the pack. I'm gonna go with 5.
5. Okay. Fair enough. Anthony.
Yeah.
Your one is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, WrestleMania 41.
Honest to God, I hated this. I honestly hated this, and I know I didn't like the match at all, and people are gonna hate me for this, but and especially because I don't know what else we got on the board. People are gonna get pissed, but I don't care. 3.
Wow, third.
I hated it. The Travis Scott thing, I hated it. I gotta be honest. I probably ruined the whole board, but I don't care. I hated it.
That's the joy of these blind rankings. That's the joy of them. Okay. Shad, your one is I just had it. Oh, John Cena versus The Rock, twice in a lifetime, WrestleMania 29. I was there for this
both. This is 29. So this was
this is
New
the
York.
one for
New
the
York.
title,
This
right?
is the one where Chris Christie's fat ass was talking, right?
Who?
The governor from New Jersey. My bad. It's an American thing. It's an American thing. My bad.
Yes, yeah.
Because it was after the whole Kirk. Okay,
this is the one for the title. This is the second time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name got fucked over onto the build of it, right?
Punk.
Yes.
Punk got fucked over.
The title, and his title reign, and he lost it at the Rumble.
Yeah.
This is that
one. This is when I really wasn't. This is like definitely when I start fading out of wrestling fandom for a little bit.
Fair enough.
So you had, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's. Damn, man. I think I disliked it more than the Cody one, to be honest with you, but I don't know if I want to put it. I didn't dislike the Cody and Cena one as no, maybe that might be a little much. I'll put it 4.
4. Okay. All right.
So 3, 4, and 5 are taken.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5. I got a tally. Don't worry. All right. Next up. Ooh. No, I'll give you this one. The Undertaker versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 33.
That was another bad one. I
was there for this one. Fucking
I
had a bad run of bad Mania events. The ones I go to.
Clearly. That's one of those ones that, like, first off, I forgot it main evented. If Taker was going to lose the streak, Roman probably would have been the guy. It should have never been Brock. But that's a side moment. If he was only going to lose, it should have been somebody that got made from it. Not he's one of 2. So I'm going to go 6 on this.
6. Okay. So 5, 3, 4, and 6 have been taken home.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shad, back to you. You have. I feel so bad on this list. It's so bad. All right, I'm going to switch it up. The Undertaker versus Psycho Sid, WrestleMania 13.
Ooh. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if I've ever seen this match.
I was kind of worried you might have, I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, this is one that I feel like I remember. I don't know if I've actually seen it all the way through, but I just remember the iconic him doing the pose with the belt after. Like, I feel like I remember that. Not to
Side note, Dave Meltzer gave this -2 stars.
Yeah, but it's Dave Meltzer. It doesn't.
I know. I'm gonna give it a 10 if he giving anything 10 negative. I don't give a fuck what he says. No offense, but
you mean
we could curse back on here again too, right?
You mean biased Dave gave a negative review involving WWE and The Undertaker, considering the fact he's the only one not to give Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker at 25 a 5-star when literally almost everyone else on the planet. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Shawn, it's all you.
Put it at 7.
7, fair enough.
I love the fact we're going like in a row. Like we're not even breaking it up. We're just like, all right, we're going.
All right, Anthony. Hulk Hogan versus Yokozuna, WrestleMania 9.
Yes, the I stole Bret Hart's dream moment.
But if not guy.
Oh my god.
All right. What other crappy ones do we have? I'm gonna go 2. I mean, that's pretty bad.
No, yeah, well, it was horrible. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and the black guy that from the jet ski.
Yes. Right.
Damn, I feel like I should have put the Hunter and Roman a little higher now.
You're fine, I think.
You're good. Chad, Randy Orton versus Triple H, WrestleMania 25.
Oh, this is the
blood feud that was us with so many restrictions.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was this the build up where Hunter throws Orton through the window? Which I miss segments like that. They need to bring that type of stuff back in wrestling. I used to love that. You show up at the guy's house and you beat him up and you throw him through the window of the lawn. It was iconic.
We need more stuff like that. So what numbers are available now?
So the ones that's been taken as 5, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 2.
So I think you have 1, 8, 9, and 10, right?
Okay.
Available.
You know what? Let's put it at number 9.
Number 9. Wow. See, this one had so much restrictions. I remember it was like, I mean, what was it? Randy Orton RKO'd and kissed his wife. Then all that stuff, and then but for some reason,
it ain't number 1.
It's not 1.
And okay. I don't think it's worse than the Rome. I've done messed it up for myself. I don't think.
I mean, listen, we don't know what Jigsaw's got scheduled for us at this point.
All right, Anthony.
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow, WrestleMania 11.
Honestly, this is one of those matches that's iconic, and Bam Bam pretty much carried it. So,
nah, fuck Lawrence Taylor. Fly Eagles fly. This is number 1.
You gonna say something?
Fuck the Giants.
I'm gonna go 8 because I don't think it's 1.
8. Okay.
So we got what? 10,
9, 10, 9, 10, and 1. Is that where we're left?
Yep. Yeah. No. You got 10 and 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 1 is the least, and then 1 is the worst.
Yes.
1 and 10. Yeah, 1 and 10.
All right.
Okay, cool. Shad, it's all on you.
No, nothing beats the game where it was the worst finisher, and it fell.
Oh yeah.
The majority had to say the STF was the worst because. But go ahead. Sorry.
That broke him. That fucking broke him.
That really did break the man.
Amazing.
I had to sign the Cena wall for him just to try to fix it in some capacity. But go ahead.
Shad, you got Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 34.
That is not the Seth. That is the Seth cash in. It's
No,
not. It's not because that was 31.
Yes.
So this is either the worst or
not the worst.
Or not the worst. And it was pretty bad. Do I think you have another one that's worse under your sleeve?
Jigsaw definitely has something up his sleeve.
I'm gonna be safe and I'm gonna pick 10.
10 now. Okay.
Let's see what you stuck me with.
Fair enough. Oh, you're gonna fucking love this one. All right, cool.
I think I know what it is.
Do you now? Just out of curiosity, what because you're out of it. So what? Actually, no. I'll wait. Okay. Anthony, your one is Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice.
That was it.
That's one.
It is one. Yeah, it is.
I thought you were gonna have The Miz and John Cena.
That wasn't in the. That wasn't.
I am very glad you didn't screw with me because I weirdly thought you were going to go 40, which would have been a complete disaster if you would have picked that.
Oh no! Wait, 40? No. Why would I?
Well, no, but that was a main event, so I just wanted to make sure you weren't screwing with me. Like
no. These are like absolute legit dire. I wouldn't. No.
Yeah, all right. No, that worked out then. All right, so that's not horrible as a number one.
Yeah. There is worse ones on that list. So you probably got put in the wrong one in the wrong sections, but yeah. John Cena versus The Miz. It wasn't that bad. It's just that obviously The Miz was this the third wheel in that whole thing.
I wasn't sure if you were going to go because the WrestleMania 3 had 3 different main events, or WrestleMania 2 had 3 different main events, or 3 different ones, and I'm like, well, any of those could. I mean, Hogan against Bundy in the cage was not exactly like
that was on there as well. That was
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I thought, okay, he might pull this out, which is why I didn't want to fill the one spot because I'm like, I thought he can go. It would probably be Hogan-esque, but either way.
Yeah. No, it wasn't as bad. If it matters, Dave Meltzer gave that one the King Kong Bundy one 1.25. So.
What is his lowest rated out of all the matches?
Of all the matches, it was Undertaker versus Psycho Sid. That was -2.
Okay.
Oh no, it's actually tied for that one and Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice. Yeah. So he just
Sid, hey man.
Yeah. There you go. Cool. Let me know if you guys agree with this list. And if you don't, then share your grievances. We might look at them.
Remember, we are blind. So
legally blind.
Yeah.
Legally blind. Cool. All right, that's out of the way. All right now. So, as I said, the main topic of today at the table is, of course, the situation regarding Alexa Bliss and the status or the unknown status, if you will, regarding the Wyatt Sicks. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this up with you guys is because obviously we're filming this on Friday, just a few hours before SmackDown, so things could probably change tonight, who knows. But given what we saw last week, we saw the return of Alexa Bliss on SmackDown in her hometown, where she won her match. And then there was also a backstage segment regarding just after another segment involving Charlotte Flair. She was obviously, looking, she was getting a bit rattled by the crowd and all that stuff. And then she was like, if you guys don't want me here, I'll just leave, all that kind of stuff. They were saying, yeah, fuck out of here, please. We don't want, we how can we miss you if you don't fuck off? All that stuff. And ultimately, she was, there was another backstage segment. She was arguing with Nick Aldis. He was obviously begging her to stay here. And then like, let's sort this out, all this stuff. She was about to leave in her car. And then pops out of nowhere was Alexa Bliss and saying that we need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and right now, as it stands, obviously there was rumblings about her when she does come back. She's going to be reuniting with the Wyatt Sicks. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they've been off TV because a couple of the members in there have been suffering from injuries. Mm-hmm. They're fully healed back now, so we just thought that obviously, Alexa Bliss coming back with a fiendish inspired gimmick, got the theme music, all that stuff, and she still got Lily we thought, all right, can we finally bring her back? Now this stuff with Charlotte Flair, it kind of like obviously we don't know what the outcome is, but I feel like I kind of doubt that she's gonna be. You're gonna see Charlotte Flair donning the flipping the head wrap with all the black stuff coming dribbling down her face like Alexa Bliss back at WrestleMania, whenever that was. That was weird.
Was so bad. Yeah,
weird ass, and she's coming from a box like structure. I'll never forget that. I was flipping cringe. Anyway, so I doubt she's gonna be joining the Wyatt Sicks, which makes me wonder: has Wyatt Sicks gone to the wayside, and is like, and I'm starting to feel like slowly it's becoming more apparent that they don't really fit anywhere, especially in the current climate regarding, this is my opinion, regarding storylines and how everything is going on right now, because they're such a they are very niche and a very special attraction. Things have kind of changed how they portray stories since they debuted on Raw, and now because now it looks like they're going a different path with Charlotte Flair. Don't get me wrong, I might be wrong by the time this airs, because by the time this comes out, SmackDown would have already happened, so things might change. But I just feel like, is this the end for the Wyatt Sicks? Because I don't see them fitting anywhere. I don't think they're going to be challenging for any titles. I don't think they're going to be being any meaningful storylines right now. So I just wanted to gauge your guys' opinions. What's your thoughts about obviously what's going on with Alexa Bliss? Are you intrigued about what's this potential situation is with Charlotte Flair, and what's your thoughts on the Wyatt Sicks? And do you think there is still a place for them, or is this officially the end? I just wanted to give you your thoughts. Let's go with Shad first. What's your take on this?
So the Wyatt Sicks as a whole, to me, was never explained, just because all the members of it didn't, besides Eric Rowan, had no, and of course with his brother, have no correlation to the Wyatts with Bray Wyatt at all. So for them, they were really supposed to give us why is Nikki Cross here? Why is Joe Gacy here? Why is Dexter Lumis here? That needed to be the full first step for it. For I need reasoning to why teams are teams. I don't need the entrance and the aura of it to set it alone. And that's what I kind of think they were drawn with, is the fact that, yes, this was an incredible entrance. It was an incredible debut. It looked phenomenal. But what got all these people into a squad? And also the other thing is the fact that teams and factions this big are difficult to position, because with Bray Wyatt's Fiend character, he was basically a superhuman. He didn't take any losses. You can't really sell yourself to have a person that is that eerie, that scary, to take losses. And these guys on the team, I hate to tell it to y'all, they're not earning my belief that they are going to be able to take out a John Cena. They're able to take out a Street Profits. They're able to take out one of these mid-card champions. It's just a unit that is being positioned with everything tied to it. And I think the commemoration and paying homage to Bray is beautiful. But if you don't have a why and a purpose to it, yes, it is going to flame out instantly. And I do think that's where we are kind of in this holding pattern. We don't know what the direction is going to be with them. And I do think the booking for them has been putrid. It's been bad. And I don't have a lot of excitement for it. I don't have a lot of, I'm going to jump out my seat when I see the Wyatt Sicks, because it's already flamed out to me. Like, I'm just going to be real with you. I love Bray Wyatt. I love the Wyatt family. I love the Fiend. I love everything to it. But like, it's okay. I'm cool with, being able to rock with that. And I don't need some team to kind of try to do what that man did. If that man's not here to kind of weave his mind together. I don't know if I trust the WWE to try to weave his thought process into this because it's not worked thus far. And in regards to Alexa Bliss and everything with Charlotte Flair, it feels like makeshift tag team before it looks like something intriguing, to be completely honest with you. This is the formula that they have. If you're not in the title picture for the individual titles, you're in the title picture for one of these tag titles. And to me, it's like, well, Liv and Raquel are a big-time tag team. Liv is larger than life. We need to create a matchup that is larger than life. Why don't we throw Charlotte Flair with Alexa Bliss to do it? You know, that's kind of what I'm seeing for it. And for me to say that, I got no interest in it at all. Like, I would have rather seen Alexa Bliss go for this mid-card title that they had. I even said it last week. I think the biggest detriment that they've done is having Chelsea Green lose the title to who she lost to. And I like Zelina Vega a lot. I think she's a great wrestler. But y'all can see the crowd is not invested in her. Why aren't you giving someone as over as Chelsea or going against people that are also main stages? We see the emphasis of it in the IC division with Lyra feuding with Becky. Chelsea should be going against somebody like an Alexa Bliss where both characters are phenomenal and the story can be made with that. You know, if these women that are big-time people aren't in the main title picture, then put them in this IC US title picture. I would rather it be that. But I don't know. I mean, Charlotte in this space is different, and it's going to be something, you know, just completely away from what she does, just going for a titles. And I think we do complain about that, and it's gonna. I can't. Got to call a spade a spade. It is different. It's going to be interesting to see that. But like, it just feels like a recipe of it's going to be ass trash. I'm not. I don't know. It ain't really exciting to me. It's just fucking random.
Fair enough. Yeah, it does feel a bit makeshift. To be fair, I was the last thing I was thinking was of tag team of a tag team, but I guess there's no real other avenue for them to go around without them trying to somehow put Charlotte Flair into the Wyatt Sicks. So I totally get that.
It goes to the fact that unless this is an individual feud between them two, but even with that, man, like is that something that's box office, right? Like, I guess the thing is this, man. I'll be completely real with you. Alexa Bliss is an interesting character because she's a very good character. She's not someone that I'm super invested to watch her wrestle like on a week-to-week basis. I think she's a very average worker. Like, to be real with you, I can't even tell you like, damn, bro, this Alexa Bliss match, you know,
her character work is stronger than her in-ring.
Character work is so strong. And then that to me, like, and maybe that's what can kind of, you know, balance it, because Charlotte to me is a great in-ring wrestler. Maybe she can kind of get that out of her. So that could be the potential of it. But like, I'm telling you, bro, like the fact that her and Chelsea to me are just so fucking good at character work. Why they didn't allow that to be a mid-card feud blows my mind, especially with all the spooky shit she does. Like, Chelsea fucking being afraid and spooking out her two little henchwomen, like that shit would have been
Secret Hersif.
Yeah, man. Lily freaking choking out.
And it'll be more tolerable. It'll be more tolerable under this new regime, unlike what we got with when it was Shayna Baszler and Eva Marie back in the old regime.
Chelsea can act, actually. Them two, they can't act.
No, 100%. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this this situation. Obviously, like I said, we'll hopefully find something more this week. But yeah, it's just really left field. And I guess, I guess they also realize that tire trope, whereas, Charlotte Flair is all she cares about is going after championships or the women's championship. And they almost teased it again, like at the end of her promo, isn't it? She said, like, no, don't worry, I will come back I'm going to start my quest again for the women's title. And then, so we'll see what happens regarding this.
The Charlotte, I don't even know what to call it, but I can tell you that I think she truthfully is thrown off by not being as receptive by the crowd coming back to whatever she had to, obviously what she had to go through in life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it is like kind of giving her, and I think that promo last week was a good direction for her to be like, yo, y'all really throwing me off. I need to get out of here. It's a good way to kind of like help her play off of that. But it's definitely something to monitor because I don't know what direction she goes because I don't think she's touching the title picture anytime soon. Just kind of crowd. She shouldn't for sure. I agree with you.
Yeah. No, she really shouldn't. They do come something kind of similar what it did with Bianca Belair because there was a while that she was almost the new Charlotte. I'm sorry to say, for my opinion, she was the new Charlotte, just always going for the women's title, and then they eventually took her back, and then they used her to rebuild the women's tag team division because obviously that was in dire straits. So
you could say Rhea is kind of becoming that too now.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, slowly starting to. But the thing is, like right now, I can't see the crowd getting going against
her. She's a lot more over than
she's a lot more over.
I absolutely find the irony in the fact the crowd, we're calling Becky Hogan-esque, and I'm going, of them, she puts people over. Like if you're going to call anybody the Hogan, I would think Charlotte would be the most likely that you could possibly call in that situation, more so than Becky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If I'm going to be honest, of the two, Becky puts people over. Even when she beats the person, they look better than they did when they wrestled her.
It's just because she got the Flair name in her, so they just gonna correlate.
Yeah, so she's Rick regardless. So yeah.
No, 100%. But yeah, while we're on that, Anthony, your thoughts on the situation regarding Alexa Bliss and do you think it's the road is done? The road is closed for the Wyatt Sicks. Give me your thoughts.
This is one that's a little touchy because I was on the show with Shad the day Bray Wyatt died, and we had to make the announcement. My feeling on the Bray Wyatt, the Fiend character, it was never my thing. I was never into it. I always respected Bray, but I never liked the Fiend character. I didn't care for the immortality of the character. It didn't work. Like, as much as I love The Undertaker, I think the reason The Undertaker worked was because he had people to kind of go against. They put him against monsters, either somebody that was really big, like a Yokozuna or a Mabel, or a fellow giant like Psycho Sid or Kevin Nash, or somebody deranged like Mick Foley. He always had a yin to a yang, something that kind of made it work. My concern from day one after Bray passed, when rumbling started, they're going to try to redo the Wyatt family. They're going to try to pick up where he left off. I don't believe I ever said it publicly. Privately, I had said, I don't think this is a good idea. Now, I knew going in probably was not going to be something that I would truly care for because it was never my thing. But I know there was a portion of the audience, and a big portion, spent a lot of money, but loved the Bray, the Fiend character, and would welcome the Wyatt thing. My concern was whether or not this is going to be, okay, there's buzz because it's nostalgia and love for Bray more so than love for the individuals in the group. And I felt that it was concerning because as vicious as the IWC is, because no one hates professional wrestling more than the IWC. No one does. They are the only group of people that will bury everything and will never watch a wrestling show and go, I was satisfied with all of it. They will always find something to have a problem with. My concern was that as that story would unfold with the Wyatts, which is kind of what happened, in that they would go, this isn't what Bray wanted. And how that would have affected the people involved in this group, especially Bo Dallas, because that's his brother. And I understand he's trying to carry on his brother's legacy and to portray the vision that he thinks he had for this. Now, obviously, he probably has information that we don't have because they were brothers. So he probably knows a rough idea of what some of the stuff that his brother had envisioned for this run. But there was always going to be that problem where there's going to be a portion of the audience that goes, well, that's not what he wanted. This is a cash grab. This is unfair to Bray's legacy. They should just let it go. The entrance, the promos, they've all been intriguing, but the problem is, and this was always going to be the problem, and I think that's going to be a problem whenever they come back, if you don't have someone for them to go up against, and you can kind of build off of that, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And my concern is this isn't going to work. I'm a very concerned that this is going to crash and burn. It's already kind of on fire to begin with. And it's one of those things that the talent involved, I feel for Bo, but the Uncle Howdy thing, it's not my thing. Rowan, nobody has harder than him. He lost not only Bray, he lost, Luke Harper, Brody Lee. So he's struggling with this. And then you have, I think that the most talented one of that group, if anybody's going to survive it, and might be able to make something of it, might be Joe Gacy. I think there's a lot of potential in him. And I think, whether they portray him as a creepy character or maybe Mick Foley-esque, because we saw him risk his body in NXT, I wouldn't put Alexa with it. I know there's a connection and there's a nostalgia to it, but what are you going to do with it? Like, really? Like, you're going to help her win matches? Like, what else are you going to do? You're going to have her on their corner with them. If they don't have anybody to truly go up against where it's a stable, part of what made DX work is they had the Nation of Domination to feud against. They had people to feud against. I don't see anything with the Wyatt stuff. It's kind of notorious where, like, Bray feuded with LA Knight, and I'd argue coming out of Lights Out, LA Knight was more over than Bray. And I think the intention was to get Bray over. And then you go back to WrestleMania 40. You had, the Street no, not 40. Scratch that. But every feud that they've had when they feuded with Karrion Kross and stuff, I think Kross got more over than the Wyatts did. If I gotta be honest. So I don't know. Like, I think Alexa, she's one of those talents that I think she has a lot of character. She reminds me of Harley Quinn, and I think they've portrayed her as such, and I think that's something she's embraced. I think one of the things that she does that, it's different is the broken arm thing that she does, which is kind of creepy. But if you put her with a tag team with Charlotte, okay, it's another thrown together team. You could put the tag titles on them. A partnership with the two of them, maybe Alexa feuding with Selena for the US Championship, to get the title off of Selena, and maybe you could go the Chelsea route because then that's character and character. Maybe, tell Charlotte, listen, you help me beat Selena, and I'll help you with the Tiffany problem. Like, I mean, you could do that, two heels helping each other, not necessarily going the tag team route. That's an option. I'm not saying that's a great option, but I don't know where I should put either one of those. I don't know where you put Charlotte at this point. If she's not in a title picture, she's kind of in this position where if she goes for a secondary title, it kind of feels less than. If she's going for the world title, you're like, again, I don't know where you put Charlotte at this point because she's done everything. She's not going to leave and go to AEW. There's nothing there for her. Let's be real. What are you really going to say? Oh, against her, against Sasha? Like, I gotta be honest. I don't need to see that. Like, to call it a career. I just don't. Like, Edge and Christian. Okay, all right, I got that. But at some point, Mercedes is probably going back to WWE before her career is over. So it's not like it's not a make or break there either with that. So I don't know. I mean, I think the booking is bad. I don't know where you put it. I don't know where you put either one of those two, and quite frankly, the Wyatts. I hate to say it, but honestly, I'm a little surprised they made it through the cut.
Wow, wow.
I don't know what you do with them. I mean,
I remember I said it. I remember I said this on a Tuesday show that you, me, and Jordy did. I said the Wyatts, for these guys, it is it is a big sink or swim situation. They can these guys can come out larger than life characters, or they can sink horribly, and they've been sinking horribly. They haven't even had the opportunity, but
I mean, there's nothing to do with Dexter Loomis. That's the other one that I didn't mention. I'm like,
and when I say that, by the way, it's nothing on the talent. It's just they haven't given them an opportunity to thrive.
I kind of disagree. I think it's just made because they came in with a lot of momentum. The stuff with American Made, I mean, sure, I guess that wasn't. I don't think that was the best target because obviously when we saw American Made, we instantly thought Kurt Angle and Team America.
But they fully embraced that. That's always been the problem with the problem.
And the matches were great.
The problem with Gable is that he's Angle 2.0, and they haven't differentiated him. Like, I know this is a side topic, but like the music, you fully embrace this. And like the one thing that they never did, and I know this was a Vince thing, but like Kurt Angle's illegitimate son. The logic, everyone went, it's Gable. But Vince thought it was funny. Oh, we're going to go with Jason Jordan because you think it's Gable, even though we're going to portray Gable as 100% Kurt Angle's illegitimate son. We're going to say it's Jason Jordan, which obviously that was Vince's goofy, stupid booking. But WWE's gone full with Gable, and then you're like, okay, now they're doing the Mr. America thing that Hogan did with the mask. And we're like, now listen, I love the production of Americano, using types of footage and going, he was blacklisted and all. Like, my opinion on that, and I know this is a side topic, I would really love for them to let Sami Zayn come in as El Generico.
Everyone's saying,
as the feud, because the brilliant part of this is Gable and Sami have feuded. Phenomenal matches.
Yeah.
You can literally get two feuds out of this with the same two people, because Gable will be like, you're El Generico. And Sami goes, no, I'm not. You're Americano. You could literally have them wrestle two matches on a pay-per-view. One is Gable and Sami, and another one is Generico and Americano. I honestly think it would be great. I know people will complain of going, well, that could have been given to somebody else. And I'm going, storytelling and moments work. When else are you going to have it? And that works so well, because doing El Generico on the big stage, even for just one feud, would be a great moment to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's true. But instead, it looks like we're going to get Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast at Mania. Anyway, no, I'm saying no, but yeah, no, we're going back to the topic at hand. Just like the writing is unfortunately on the wall for the Wyatt Sicks. I just don't see them fitting anywhere. And like I said, it's just been so stop and start, and I guess it's not really been entirely their fault. Like, obviously, releases happen and injuries happen and whatnot. Yeah. But when you look at it, the Final Testament thing was not really finished. It was like, I think there was still a little bit of meat on the bone, and then obviously what happened then. Yeah. But yeah, I just don't know where you put them, and that's a lot of talent to just have them just loiter around. And the thing is, all of them that's in that group, sadly, it's nothing new for them. Like, they've stopped and they've been stop and start with Nikki Cross. They've been stop and start with Dexter Loomis. They've been stop and start with Eric Rowan. Joe Gacy hasn't really hasn't had a fair shout, like, since he's left NXT.
Since his NXT run, yeah.
So like they're just back in limbo after they've been coming in with such amazing momentum. Like, I was totally expecting them to probably show up and just do something at Mania. Didn't even get a chance to even do that.
Mhm.
So like I just feel like the writing is on the wall, and right now they're back to ground zero. Like I feel like if they do come back, the pop ain't gonna be the same. You know, the atmosphere ain't gonna be the same. Like it was so refreshing when they first came out.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like they just completely falling by the wayside. I don't know if it's like if Triple H has something against paranormal stuff, but
I think so, because he's such a big fan of The Undertaker. So I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's just a matter of what real stables do you want to have them go up against. I mean, what are you going to do? We do Bloodline 2.0 that have their own issues? Like, granted, you could definitely get enough members to get them to feud with them. But at the end of the day, is the audience really going to truly get behind the Wyatts over Jacob Fatu? They're not.
And there's always, the thing is this, they got 3 guys that in my mind are probably best fit as tag team guys. And there will only be 2 of them in the tag team. So there's always going to be one person kind of just stuck in limbo. Uncle Howdy hasn't positioned himself as a singles wrestler, right? So I don't know what you do with that. And then, you got Nikki Cross. I mean, to me, she's literally a character that would need to be a focal point in some division, whether it be for the main title, whether it be for the IC title. Like, there's just no direction for any of these characters, in my opinion. Like, besides the fact that Rowan obviously has ties to Bray, but the other 3, they don't have any connection to Bray Wyatt, right? They're just 3 outcasts and misfits, and they could have explained that, but the explanation never was really there, and it sucks because, like, I look at, like, I covered Joe Gacy on NXT for the entirety of when he was there, and obviously this is a guy who got his faction stripped from him as well with after GYV left, and the dude's incredible. Like, to me, I think the best comparison was always from what Drizzy said, is that he's very Dean Ambrose-esque, right? He has that type of feel to him. You could have just let him been a singles guy on the main roster and been fine. Like, the craziness, all of that. But now he's so deep into this Wyatt stuff, and if it's not going nowhere, then it's just wasting his momentum, wasting anything that he can potentially do.
The only positive with that is the fact that, again, like, Gacy's kind of under a mask for the most part. So, like, if this Wyatt thing does fall apart, I don't think his career is going to fall apart. Like, I think it's one of those things that he has a chance. And I'm like, I don't know what you necessarily do with the Wyatts at this point. Like, you could have them appear on multiple shows and attack various people, and, they collectively get together to feud with the Wyatts. But, like, I really don't see anything long term. Like, it was one of those things that, like, when you were bringing them in, if you wanted to do it as a tribute to Bray and do, a couple months of stories to kind of, like, a farewell, a tribute, whatever, I think that works. This never had the potential for long-term success. Barring the injuries, if you take the injuries out of it, I never envisioned them going past 6 months to a year. I really didn't. I didn't think that they had the pieces in place to have a stable to truly feud with them. At this point, I don't think there's anything in WWE you can really kind of do with them. Like, I don't really know. There's not a group of people for them to feud with. You have the Bloodline. You have Seth, who doesn't have enough people. Like, Seth doesn't have enough people to make it work. So I really don't know what you do with them. The only thing you could possibly do, and I know people won't like it at this point, if you're insisting on doing, like, one last hurrah with them, maybe throw them in TNA. Have people in TNA get together to fight with them and just kind of write it off that way, and then maybe bring these people back and repackage them as singles to people. But, whoever you're deciding to keep. Like I said, I would keep Joe Gacy for sure. Bo, you can kind of bring back as Bo. Loomis is a little older. You might want to just let him go to TNA and be with his wife, Indy Hartwell. You can kind of do that. You know, he had success in TNA in the past. Rowan, I really don't know what you do with them at this point. And it's a shame. I'm not looking for people to get fired. I just don't know what you do with them. And you know, you can make an argument all you want, like, it's creative. I don't know what you do with them. I really don't. It's just a creepy gimmick like that is very difficult to pull off in this day and age. And to pull it off with 5 individuals, it's a shame, but I don't know what you do with them. Putting Alexa with them is not going to resuscitate this. I really don't think so.
I think, yeah, especially now, like if they kept the momentum running, and I know that it's a bit tricky if some of them are injured in the meantime, but obviously WWE has this bad habit of, as soon as one member is injured,
the whole thing. But like,
you're going to decide.
But like, that's the whole thing. Like, you could have had pieces not there. Tonga Low is not with the bloodline.
Yeah,
you know, like, people are not there. Roman was almost never there. It's not like the bloodline stopped. It was the hottest story in wrestling for 3 years. Like, that didn't stop because Roman wasn't on TV. Roman wasn't even injured. But Roman wasn't on TV.
That's a special excuse. That's a special pack.
But either way, like, it's not like the bloodline stopped. Nothing stopped with the momentum. So, you know, there's
a perfect example is obviously what happened with Bianca and Jade. Like, we still don't know why Jade was off, but
I still think it was a mistake not to have Bianca be part of the behind the Jade thing, because I think Bianca
100%.
as a heel would have made sense. They teased it. The attitude that she had going for the title was heel-esque. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't make any sense that, like, no, she's still a face, and I'm going, really? Like, her tag partner and her friend was taken out by her other friend, and she's like, not my problem. I'm going for a world title. I don't care. Like, that's not babyface quality there. That's John Cena best for business heel turn. But you didn't go heel? Like, that's a side thing. Sorry.
No. It's true. I was totally expecting, at least by now, that you might have been like, oh, there's even a bigger twist. But I think they got cold feet. I think they got cold feet on the end of this floor. Like,
that's what I think, because I think at some point Jade was going to beat Naomi, and Naomi would have slipped and went, it was Bianca. She asked me to do it. I did it for Bianca.
Who knows? I mean, they could still always circle back and try to connect the dots.
But it's kind of hard to retcon it now. Like, enough time has passed where if they try to retcon it.
And it looks, speaking of Jade, it looks like her and Charlotte also is a potential match.
I'm fine with that.
I think that's happening at SummerSlam. I think they're saving that for SummerSlam.
I'm cool
Biggest
with that.
party of the summer.
I'm cool with that. I mean, the thing is this, like, even with, and I know this was a whole topic that, you know, we had in regards to have more matches that were for the ladies that aren't even circling around the title. But now you have a potential of doing that because you have a lot of, like, just star power there. And then you obviously have these new mid-card titles. But, like, I mean, Jade and Charlotte is a match you just put on paper, like how they put Jade and Naomi. Like, as long as that match is one that is, you know, equal opportunists off of the value of how great a wrestler is, too. Yeah. Like, Jade and Charlotte are bigger stars than most of the people on SmackDown. So if they're feuding, that's going to be put in a high position match. And situations like that are cool. I mean, maybe Bliss and Charlotte could be that too. I can't deny that woman is over as shit too. Like, she gets like the Rumble last week. People love Alexa Bliss. You know, she is over as a lot of other wrestlers. So, you know, hopefully they find something for her to do. Her even recreating herself in another fashion would be great too. I personally, my favorite iteration of her was the Goddess when she was a heel. You know, when she was really chewing people up on the mic. And, you know, this whole gimmick has been, the whole Lily stuff was, you know, well put on her behalf. It's just like you said, the shit that they put us through with the black goo and you know, just having, like, using her mind to win matches and shit like that. Stuff like that was kind of weird. But like, I think that she's so talented where she can even weave a new type of character. She probably could knock it out the park.
I think that's why I feel like if she was under her goddess gimmick, I think if we would actually buy into what she's doing with Charlotte Flair a bit more. I just feel that because with this current status or the current gimmick, we just like it's very left field and we just don't know where to go with it.
I feel putting her with the Wyatts isn't going to save the Wyatts, but putting her with the Wyatts isn't going to help her either. If anything, her stock gets driven down by the Wyatts booking that's really bad. I mean, listen, could they turn it around? Anything is possible. I think it's unlikely.
How many? Like that's such a.
I don't.
We talked about it on the daily
no
before too,
no
like with the whole shit on the AEW with the Callis family. It's like it's just too many people, bro.
Well, look at the Death Riders. That is a horrible story. That is a horrible story. There's nothing that can resuscitate that. Let's be real. Like we all want that to go away at this point. Like if we're being real, it's not a good story. It never has been. It was built on a crappy foundation of a takeover that wasn't a takeover.
And the worst thing about it, with the Anarchy in the Arena shit, I don't think that's even going to be the end of it either.
Listen, I said this. I said this on the daily yesterday. I went. AEW had two horrible storylines of a takeover. The first one started out well. You took Tony Khan out. Okay, but again, that's a quality thing. And then it got horrible. And we know Tony Khan's booking the show. So, like, what takeover? There has been no elements to it. And now you turn around, you like, took the Bucks off TV. Like, they're afraid of the Death Riders, so they're running away. So we're not taking it over. We're going away. Then you come back, and now you're joining up. And all I could think in my head, I don't know why, I was thinking of Captain Planet. By your powers combined, I'm like, by your two crappy, shitty storylines combined, you've created a bigger pile of shit. Because it's never going to work. So, bringing back to my point, there's nothing that you could do to save the Death Riders as a story of an interest. There's nothing you could do that truly, you're not going to save the Wyatts. Bray's gone. I know you tried to honor him. Carrying this on unsuccessfully is not carrying on his legacy. It's not adding to it. You're doing him a disservice now at this point because it's not a good story. It's like making a sequel after like the main characters like passed away and you're like, no, but we want to carry on the torch. And it's like,
no, he called it John Wick. He called it Black Panther 2.
We all know John Wick. We all know Keanu Reeves is going to be in 5. Who are we kidding?
That's what I'm saying. How? That's what I'm saying. Anyway,
you didn't see a body.
We didn't see a body. Yeah, we just saw a tombstone. That's right. Yeah, that's
I mean, listen. It's not.
Anyway, I don't know how they're gonna pull it off. Go on.
No, but yeah, but like that's the whole thing. I'm sorry. Isn't Robert Downey Jr. coming back? And we saw a body there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
We saw a body.
He's just wearing different armor now.
Yeah, wearing different armor and it's more green and just more jacked. Anyway,
by the way, there's a rumor he's playing. Him and Chris Evans are playing 4 different characters in the movie. You know that, right?
That paycheck must be mint. God damn.
By the way, you know the story that he told when he did Avengers 2, right? Do you know this particular? Okay, so Kevin Feige went up to him and said to him, he goes, "Listen, is there anything from the set you want?" And Downey jokingly said, "Yeah, how about the A on the Avengers building?" And Downey just laughed. One day, Downey was working in his office, and a massive truck arrived. He got the A.
Nice.
But so yes, the Brinks truck.
Put this.
I mean, listen.
You ask, you shall receive. Right?
Exactly.
Listen. You got an Iron Man suit. You you know, you should start throwing stuff out. You're giving me millions. I'm getting, you know, like, what else are you going to say? Sure, I'll take the I'll take Avenger. I think I think he has it like in a studio or something like that. He has it somewhere. He took it. It's not like he went, oh no, return it back to Disney.
Yeah. Fuck that shit. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent. But on we'll see what happens. Obviously, we might have to revisit this on the next episode. After we see SmackDown, or they probably might just exit. Who knows? We'll let y'all know. But
we may anger somebody, and they might want to come back to the table. Because I'm sure a lot of people will be mad.
It is a lot of fanboys of the Wyatt Sicks, you know, and especially Alexa. With fair enough, but anyway, we digress. Anyway, on that note, we've come to the end of the episode. Thank you very much for joining us at the table, Shad and Anthony. Always a pleasure having you here.
Always a pleasure doing it.
And make sure to go and like, share, and subscribe. We are here on most weeks. Don't worry, we're gonna be most weeks. No, seriously, no. I'm gonna catch up now. Like I'm this is gonna be more frequent than usual.
When Ben meets Chaos's contractual demands for a show, that's when they happen.
Yeah, he pulled me up.
All three of us are part of the little side quest of shows outside the daily. So
yes.
Get busy when you gotta do additional time. So I feel that.
Yeah, be sure to check out all the good stuff, all the good content. Obviously, the Daily Show we are on, of course, daily at 8 p.m. and check your respective time zones. Check out Soul Separately and all the content on the Wrestling Republic undercard.
The undercard. You gotta plug the undercard.
Yes, I'll plug the undercard 100%. Make sure you check out NXT Off the Air on Tuesdays at the end. That comes on after NXT airs.
The editing this man is going to have to do.
Editing? No, this is raw and uncut. It's raw and
uncut. The new season. I'm sorry, I didn't even know.
Yeah, screw it, man. No, man, I ain't got time for that shit. Anyway,
is there a graphic for that? I don't got time for that.
I'll get Ben to do it for me. 100%. I ain't got time for that. Anybody got time for that? Anyway, I have been your host, Chaos. He has been Short Tech Scraps. Sorry, Shad Talk Scraps. Sorry, I completely butchered your name. Sorry. Okay, this one I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna redo again. I have been your host, Chaos. He has been Shad Talk Scraps. Down below has been Anthony, the one and only. And this has been Taken to the Table, guys. Until next time. Peace. Oh, that was fun.
And it's gonna be raw, and then you screw up the exit.
I know, right?